So let's just jump right in. When you think about an operating system, you probably picture this fixed, unchangeable thing, right? But what if it wasn't? What if your OS was less like a finished product you buy off the shelf and more like a big box of Legos? A set of building blocks just waiting for you to build your own perfect digital workspace. Well, that's really the core idea behind Linux. It's not just another option, it's a foundation for you to build on.
And you know, nothing captures that spirit better than this quote from a user talking about the XFCE desktop. It just hits the nail on the head. You want to make it look retro? Go for it. You want something super futuristic and sleek? You can do that too. The choice is actually yours. And this level of control is exactly what we're going to dive into.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the filing cabinet. That's all about organization. Then we'll grab our power tools to get real control. After that, the fun part, choosing your desk to get the look just right. We'll even set up a maintenance plan as a safety net. And then finally, put it all together to build your world.
Okay, so first things first. Every good workspace needs a smart way to keep things organized. In the Linux world, that's the file system. And the best way to think about it is like a giant, perfectly organized filing cabinet that holds absolutely everything, from your vacation photos to the programs that make the whole system run. It's not just a random jumble of files, there's a real logic to it.
And you can see just how logical this cabinet is. The home directory, that's your personal drawer. It's where all your stuff lives, your documents, your downloads, even your app settings. Then you've got etc, which is like the drawer for all the system's instruction manuals, the configuration files. var is for stuff that changes all the time, like system logs. And bin holds all the essential tools, the basic commands that everyone needs.
So, we've got this beautiful, organized filing cabinet. But that brings up a pretty important question. Who has the keys? Who gets to open which drawers? And what are they allowed to do once they're inside? This leads us straight to one of the most important concepts in Linux, file permissions.
Linux actually breaks this down really simply. For any file, there are three types of people. There's the owner, that's probably you. Then there's the group, which is just a specific set of users you define. And then there's others, which is, well, everybody else. And for each of those, there are three basic things they can do. Read it, write to it, or execute it, which just means run it like a program.
Now here's a little detail that's super important. These permissions mean slightly different things for a file versus a folder or a directory. For a file, read lets you see its contents. Easy enough. But for a directory, read lets you see a list of what's inside it. Execute on a file means you can run it, but on a directory, execute is what lets you enter it. Without that permission, the door to that folder is basically locked, even if you can see what's inside.
Okay, our filing cabinet is in order. Now, let's talk about the power tools. For a lot of people, the command line or the terminal looks pretty intimidating, but I want you to reframe that. Think of it as the ultimate set of precision power tools for your workspace. It gives you direct, fast, and incredibly powerful control over everything.
And you really don't need to learn hundreds of commands to be effective. These 5 are your foundation. ls just lists what's around you. cd lets you change directories to move around. mkdir makes a new folder. rm removes something. And then there's the big one, sudo.
Sudo. This command is basically your master key. It's short for superuser do, and it lets you run any other command with full administrative powers. And that famous quote really says it all. With great power comes great responsibility. This is the tool you pull out when you need to make big system-level changes. And yeah, you definitely want to use it carefully.
All right, we've organized our files, we've got our power tools. Now for the really fun part, picking out your desk. On other operating systems, the look and feel is pretty much set in stone. But in Linux, the entire graphical interface, what we call the desktop environment, is completely swappable. You can pick the one that fits you perfectly.
Let's take a popular version like Linux Mint, for example. You get 3 main choices right off the bat. You can think of Cinnamon as that sleek, modern executive desk. It's got all the features and polish right out of the box. Then there's Mate, which is like a reliable, classic wooden desk. It's traditional, it's comfortable, and a lot of people love it for that. And then you have XFCE, the minimalist workbench. It starts out super light and fast, basically a blank slate for you to build on.
Now, I gotta be honest, the first time you install XFCE, your reaction might be a little, it can look a bit plain, maybe even a little dated, but trust me, that's completely missing the point.
Because XFCE isn't supposed to be a finished painting. It's a blank canvas. That initial simplicity is its greatest feature. It gives you this incredibly clean, fast foundation to create whatever you want. You can make it look like anything. It's the ultimate proof that you're the one building your workspace.
So, with all this incredible power to change literally everything, you might be thinking, what if I mess something up? And that's a totally fair question. But a good workspace always has a safety net, and with something like Linux Mint, that's built right in.
Let me introduce you to TimeShift. Seriously, think of it as the ultimate undo button for your entire operating system. Before you do a big update or try some wild customization, you take a quick snapshot. If anything goes sideways, you can restore your whole system to exactly how it was a few minutes ago, and it won't even touch your personal files. It's a safety net that basically screams, go ahead, experiment, don't be afraid to learn.
So, we've walked through the key pieces of your new digital workspace. From the file system all the way to the look and feel of your desktop, there's one theme that just keeps coming up over and over again. Linux puts you in charge.
It all comes back to this. You are in control of the filing cabinet, deciding how everything is organized and who gets the keys. You're the one wielding the power tools, giving you that precise command over your system. And you get to choose and design your own desk, making the whole experience look and feel exactly the way you want it to. It's a system that's designed from the ground up to be shaped by you.
So, we've laid out the blueprints for you. We've handed you the tools. Your digital workspace isn't some prefabricated room anymore. It's an open plot of land, and it's all yours. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build?